Hi, I'm Gwenaëlle Folange-Thierry. When I have dementia with Lewy bodies and Parkinsonism. English is not my first language, and especially today, I'm going to translate simultaneously what I'm reading because I wanted to speak to you about one time I went to buy groceries and I didn't recognize the store and I didn't want to get into in the store, and I didn't remember how it happened exactly, but I knew that I had written about it. That means that my brain is still having some lights. So I looked for my text, and I decided it would be easier to read everything, even if I don't. Well, I speak about the groceries, but just a little bit. So dementia. Um, so it's been about 4 years, 4 years, 3 years, 4 years that I have that terrible diagnosis. Terrible for me. My brain is stopping to function. It isn't, it's going to be hard to translate this to English. It isn't losing pieces, but it's losing connections. And it has some like stones. They're not stones made of protein, like when you make smashed potatoes at home and you have pieces of potato, that thing. And it is not only having that things, but it's getting smaller and some parts are disappearing. Um, I get to have about 2 to 4 years still being me, remembering who I am and being able to do certain things alone. But that's what internet says. The problem is that it's a calculation that they do from the date you have the diagnosis. And I was diagnosed, I don't know if late, because it had been a while that I was saying, hey, there's a problem, help. Or if I was diagnosed, oh my God, my English, on time. I don't know. Seeing what is happening and living with myself, I think I have about 2 4 years. And I know there's nothing right, and I know I could be hit by a car tomorrow. I mean, it has already happened to me. Or I could have a heart attack like my brother-in-law. So I would never lose myself completely. Or I could have cancer like my friends or my niece. Or I could have COVID. And yeah, everything gets fucked up. That I can say. Or there's a miracle and the science invents a magic pill that I can pay. And I know, diagnosis is not destiny, I know. But you know what? Thinking that doesn't help me. Being said that doesn't help me. Because anyway, I'm alone in my brain with this disaster. It doesn't help me either to hear you saying that it happens to you too, that you forget things, that sometimes you don't know where is your car. It's not the same thing. I mean, I know that kind or of way to forget. This is a way of forget more deep. There are no clues. There's nothing. I don't really cry. At the beginning I did, but now sometimes I cry, but it's not really about dementia. It's about everything. I haven't cried really with my family because they're crying inside, even if they don't say it, or because some of them just don't want to know. I saw my daughter cry. She was with me when I had the diagnosis, and I took her in my arms. What else is a mom supposed to do? So what happens to me? I mean, how has my life changed in the daily basis? Um, losing, getting lost on the street, in the street. It's not like it was before. When I got lost before, and I guess you do the same thing, I decided to ask someone if he knew where was the store where I wanted to go, or I used my phone. Now that we all have phones, almost all of us, with internet and Waze or Google Maps, or it's more a question of reaction. I know that I'm lost. I realize that, but then I keep walking, and I don't stop to try to recognize something. I don't decide to go back for where I came from. I certainly don't think about asking for my way. I just walk more and more faster, thinking I don't know where I am, I don't know where I am, I don't know where I am, quicker than saying it because I think it in French, but very, very quick. I can get lost in the street that is just behind my street, my home. I can get lost in the supermarket. I don't found, I don't find how the heck getting out of the commercial center. I can't read indications. I mean, there's the name of the streets on the houses, but I don't understand what it means. I don't even know if I know the place where I am. So it's getting just in front of the door of the store for groceries and turn around saying, this is not my store. They changed the door. And in the parking, don't know what car I'm looking for. Not where it is, but what car I'm looking for. Not even its color. And being held like this, in the arm by one of my sons, who makes me turn gently. It's important because he's not always gentle. And he makes me get in because he says, come on, Mom, it is our store. Come on. It's okay. And do not recognize people. It's different to of what happened to me before, because there's some people who doesn't recognize the others, and it has been me all my life. But I can know that with my friend Annie, because I had it's not a date, no? I have a date. Why not? I can change everything I want. I had a date with her, and I look at her, and I don't understand what I'm looking at. I don't understand that I'm looking at a face. I just see something that moves and says words. I imagine that if you were in my brain and if you took a picture, you would recognize a face. I mean, it's not like I'm seeing water moving or bird moving. I see something moving, but I don't identify a face or Annie. It's been with my friend Dolorcitas, and for 3 days I'm not seeing her ever, always seeing her brother instead of her. It was funny because I know that Luis, her brother, would never dress like she was dressed, but it was scary too. I mean, it's something kind of physical. It's like my brain doesn't understand what I see. Sometimes I don't understand colors. I can't tell you if the apple is, what color is the apple, not even if it is red or green. I don't see the color. It isn't, I mean, it isn't, the apple isn't transparent, but it's like it was, if it was an invented color. I don't know that color. I don't understand that color. I don't understand either what you tell me. Sometimes what I don't understand is the story. Oh, well, I don't get, why did you went to New York? We're going to New York. And they tell me once and once again, and I still don't know why that person went to New York. Or I don't understand where they went. You went to see your aunt, but where did you went to see her? Or sometimes I don't understand the words. I mean, that was the idea. I understand the words, but they don't mean anything to me. And sometimes what I don't understand is the words. Sometimes I understand. Yes, I understand that. Blah blah blah, New York, or we went to New York to blah blah. No, not to New York. We went to blah blah blah. So the person I'm talking to doesn't understand me, and he or she repeats the same thing louder or slower, and I'm not deaf, just that I don't understand. When we are more than two people, I just disconnect myself. There's no why try to understand. There is too much going on, and if we are just two of us, depending of whom I am with, was it who or whom? If that person will have the patience to not to repeat but to change his or her words. Oh, I went to a town in the States, the one with a lot of yellow cabs. It's called New York. And then there's times where I'm the one talking blah, blah, blah. I'm the one saying only a part of what I have in my head. If you're still with me, I know this video is long. Thank you. So to speak, you have no idea. I have always went from a language to another, even English. My English, my very personal English. But now I don't do it on purpose. Suddenly I change languages and I'm speaking in French to someone who doesn't speak French, and I don't even realize that I'm speaking French. I can't find here I can't find the word that I want to say. You know the expression, I've got it in the tip of my tongue. Well, I don't have tip, I don't have tongue, I have nothing. It's not a question to make a pause and to think. It isn't there, it's gone. And there's nowhere to look. My brain is empty. It's worse, my brain isn't there. If I had a drawer, an empty drawer, I could look into the empty drawer and say, oh, it's empty, it's free, it's vacant. But I don't have any drawers. I can't put a name, an adjective, you say, I don't know, on it, unless you call it an unexistent drawer. I could try an imaginary drawer, but I don't. Well. And sometimes what comes out of my mouth on a voluntary way, because I don't own my mind or my body anymore. It could be a word that you can hear kind of the same. I could change cat for hat, or it's a word in the same register. I could say banana for apple. I try to correct, because sometimes I do realize that it wasn't what I wanted to say, and the same word keeps coming. I can say it 3, 4, 5 times in a row, and I know it isn't that one. So I got it, and I started to stumble, you say? Things I have been doing when you don't say the word in one time. And sometimes my hands win, and I talk with them. Instead of asking for a knife, I say, could you give me and my family knows I'm asking for a knife. And I don't know what is more annoying. This desperating is the others giving me ideas, or ignoring me, or waiting, as if waiting for my words was the only thing they have to do in their lives. I stopped giving classes to some kids I was giving classes, because I wasn't able to explain them how to count. My daughter explained it to me, and I did it to them, but I was like a parrot, like a machine repeating. I didn't know what I was really saying to them. And I was teachers in elementary school for 18 years. I mean, I know how to be a teacher. And you're listening to me and you say, well, she's not that dumb. And she's speaking. And okay, English isn't her first language, so I understand why she says so much stupid things. And it's true, not the stupid things. It's true, I'm still me. I'm smart, sarcastic. You know, the ones who use sarcasms. And I don't know the other word in English. It's just that now I don't write several texts in several languages in 1 week. Just that now I have to look for synonyms, a word that means the same thing, and orthograph online. I have to ask for a friend of my daughter to read what I want to send to the journal, and I don't know, you say the journal, the diary, and they have to check the ideas, because sometimes I have ideas that are really too fantasious, or the development of the ideas, because sometimes I keep one part in my head, and the fucking orthograph. I say fuck a lot. I mean, English isn't my language, but I say fuck a lot. I don't write. Normally, before I just said, oh, okay, I'm going to write about this, boom, 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 I wrote, I read, it's okay, sent. No, now I really need several sessions to get that done. This video is too long. So I'm going to cut. One day I will talk to you about what I said to a functionary of the water department, and how I fall, and how we had an octopus in our garage. One day I will tell you all that. But because this is more important, if you're still with me, if TikTok lets me publish something so long. I'm telling all this because you might know someone like me, and because you might not realize what they feel. Not what you see, not what happens, but what they feel. So I'm talking about me. For you to remember that in their brain, there is no drawer. There's nowhere to look for. So I'm when I'm sad all the time, which don't makes me unhappy. I can be sad and I can be really happy at the same time. And when I feel extremely vulnerable, this is not only funny stories about burnt rice or doors left open. I'm afraid of what I could do without knowing it. And I don't feel in my place ever. There's no, maybe my bed with the TV on and no one asking me anything. Even if you hug me, even if you look after me, even if you cry with me. Because to have dementia is to be out of your mind and not in a cute way. So if you stayed with me, if you forget everything I told before, just remember, keep an eye on what that person you know feels. It's really hard.